everybody to week 2 of this online free training initiative. And today we are particularly grateful to Ana Gimeno from a university in Valencia, Spain, for accepting our invitation to present a Techno-CLIL. And we are double grateful because she also accepted to moderate the Experts Voice Forum in week 2. She's top expert in the topics we are dealing with in the Techno-CLIL. So the two dimensions, CLIL, Content and Language Integrated Learning, and ICT, and she's top expert in this field. So we are particularly privileged and happy and grateful that she accepted to moderate our forum in week 2. So you'll find her during the week in the devoted forum on the platform, on the Moodle platform. Just a couple of words, just to sum up very long bio data, so just the most important information, but then she may want to add herself information. She has been member of the teaching and research staff at the Department of Applied Linguistics, University of Valencia in Spain since 1985, and senior lecturer in English language. President of EuroCall, the European Association for Computer Assisted Language Learning from 2005 to 2011, and her main areas of research are language learning and teaching, more specifically in the fields of English for specific purposes and computer assisted language learning. So it's just in line with the topic of our initiative. So thanks again, Anna, for accepting our invitation, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Letizia, for inviting me onto this session and to deliver this webinar. I'm delighted to participate. I'll get on with it, and I think that exactly my PowerPoint presentation has been uploaded onto the site. So I'll just go through the slides. But afterwards, if we have time, I'd actually like to show everybody the system that I'm going to be talking about. Letizia, I hope that you'll be able to give me instructions in order to share my screen and the web browser with all of the participants here. Welcome, everybody. I can see that people are currently joining the session. So I'll start by giving a general overview of the project and the system that I would like to talk to you about, which I think and I hope will be very useful for teachers who are keen to start working on CLIL, Content and Language Integrated Teachers. The project, as you can see on the first slide, by the way, if you want to make comments or ask questions, you have the chat facility, which I'll be looking at whilst I talk. So you can, we can discuss your questions afterwards. So as I was saying, I'd like to talk to you about a European-funded project called Tools for CLIL Teachers, and a specific tool that was created through that project called CLIL Store, a free online multimedia authoring tool and hosting service for language teachers. Let me see, how do I go from one? How do I move from one slide to the other? Oh, do I have to ask somebody to do this for me? Okay.
Now you have Anna, you have the you can see the arrow on your next to the webcam. There's a small bar. Can you see the bar with the name of the slide? And then there's the arrow going to the next. You can click on it. Otherwise, I can do it for you. No problem. See the bar? That's the bar. The bar with there's the name of the slide. Thank you. And there's the little icon with the arrow saying next, and if you click on it, it goes to the next slide.
Okay, I can't see it at the moment.
Next to the your webcam to the screen, top right, just next to the webcam, to your screen.
I've got the speaker setting, writing control, I don't know.
Of the slide, the screen with the slide.
Okay.
Top.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, just now. Sorry.
Okay.
my mistake. Okay. Right. So, sorry. Right. So anyway, as I was saying, it was a project, and as you can see on the screen, there were 8 European partners from all over Europe, plus the European Association for Computer-Assisted Language Learning, Eurocall, whose basic aim in the project was to disseminate the results of the project. The languages that were targeted within the project, and when I say the languages that were targeted, I mean that a wealth of materials were created for the teaching of these languages through the CLIL methodology were the following: English, Irish, Scottish Gaelic, Danish, Spanish, Portuguese, Lithuanian, and additionally, as an add-on, we included Arabic. So that means that there are, I hope to be able to show you later, loads of materials for those languages created with the tool that I'll be showing you. The project, as I was saying, was funded by the European Union through its Educational, Visual and Culture Executive Agency through the Lifelong Learning Program from 2012 to 2014. So we've currently been using the system and more specifically building on the contents of the system now for over 4 years, which I think is something very important because it will give you an idea of the amount of materials which have been created and that are available on the system. The target sectors that were approached during the project, as you can see, were very varied, from vocational educational training to adult and community education, higher education, languages for specific purposes, which are highly related to CLIL, as you know. Also, we targeted, of course, on the one hand, language learners themselves, but also language teachers who would like to apply the CLIL methodology and use a CLIL-specific tool. Also, less widely used and taught languages and neighboring languages, such as the case of Irish, Scottish Gaelic, Spanish, Portuguese, etc. CLIL Store obviously can also be used in a number of other settings and contexts and is not limited to these areas. The project tools that were created during the project can be summarized, as you can see on this screen. A free online service where language teachers can author, that is, create, and share content-rich multimedia learning units featuring the creator's own choice of audio, video, for example, from video providers such as YouTube, text, for example, including a transcript, and images and graphics. That is, it's a service whereby teachers can author their own materials and integrate a number of features like video transcripts, all automatically. The authoring tools feature a unique and innovative element of functionality. That is, it has the ability to automatically link every word in a text to online dictionaries in over 100 languages. Now, I'd like to hear everybody say a very big wow at this point, because I just read the sentence, but I really like to show you what this means in practical terms. Some of the features of of the system, as you can see, are the following. First of all, teachers who create materials can share units online from the system's repository, which sits in a central server, or they can share a link to a particular web page on their own website, via email, their institutional learning environment, etc. So materials can be created and shared very easily. On the other hand, absolutely no technical knowledge of file transfer protocols or online publishing is required. The system is absolutely intuitive and user-friendly, as I hope to be able to show you in a minute. The teachers can create also their units from their mobile devices, and these can also be shared via mobile devices. So one of the aims of the project was also to extend authoring from a desktop or a laptop computer onto mobile devices. And as I think you'll be able to see later, the system is user-friendly both for students and for teachers. A number of materials have been developed in order to support the teacher who would like to use the system and create their own materials using CLIL Store. For example, there are some do-it-yourself videos which have been recorded and which are available on YouTube. I'm just going to play a little snippet of this video, which is in English, briefly describing what CLIL Store is about. But these, as I say, are available on YouTube. Leticia, can somebody help me? The slide doesn't have the functionality here. How can I?
Is it a YouTube link?
It's a video. Would you like me to give you the link?
If you write it on a chat, I'll try to share it. Can you write it on a chat, the link to the YouTube video?
Yes. Yes. Just a second. Bear with me.
Multidict is a dictionary service from the Multidict, which allows easy consultation. .NET website. You have access to 3 language learning tools: CLIL Store, WordLink, and Multidict. Multidict is a dictionary service which allows easy consultation of monolingual and bilingual dictionaries. It can also make many bilingual pairings which you won't find anywhere else. WordLink lets you convert web pages by linking every word to online dictionaries. WordLink makes use of Multidict. CLIL Store is an online collection of language learning units featuring many different languages. It helps learners read texts by linking every word to Multidict. Understanding how Multidict works is key to getting the most out of CLIL Store and WordLink. So let's have a look at Multidict. At first glance, Multidict looks very simple. Let's type in a word like transducer, and then use the drop-down menu to tell Multidict which language it is. As you can see, Multidict covers many languages. I'll select English. Then I click Go. You will notice some activity in the window. If I wanted a definition of transducer in English, I would select English in the To menu. But for now, I want Multidict to help me translate transducer to Spanish. Are linked to online dictionaries. The first step is to tell WordLink the language of the page.
The video
I select English. Then I write the web page address, in this case cnn.com, and click Go. I can now click on a word and look it up in Multidict. I can only look up one word at a time. If I need to look up word combinations like look for or look after, then I have to...
Okay, so I'm going to close the video because hopefully I'll be able to show you exactly that within this window without having to see it on a video. But anyway, just so that you know that there are a number of do-it-yourself videos embedded in YouTube which explain step by step how the system works and how to use the different features and create materials, making the most of the CLIL store system. There's also a guidebook which we published. You have the link here on the screen, and as this PowerPoint presentation will be made available to you, you'll have the link to be able to go to the website and have a look at the guidebook. The guidebook are available in several languages, well, in all of the project languages, and also in English, of course. So you can go to that link and have a look. There are also a number of practical examples that were created by the project members using the CLIL store system and that serve as samples of and examples of good practice which can be followed by language teachers in order to adapt them to their own teaching settings. As you can see on the screen, there are a couple of examples for vocational oriented language learning, adult education, and higher education. But there are also for other areas of education, as I mentioned before, including primary and secondary education and adult education. This is the interface of the system and the three levels that's integrated. The entry web page is, as you can see at the bottom there of the screen, www.multidict.net. We have the first level, which is Multidict, the multilingual dictionary interface, WordLink, which you can see the subtitle there under WordLink says link any web page automatically word by word to online dictionaries and a choice of languages. And third, CLIL store, which has two approaches, one for teachers and the other for students, to create, store, organize multimedia WordLink learning units for use by students and for students to find language videos at their level and relating to topics of their interest or that relate to their study. There are also a number of dissemination tools that we created. If you go to the project website, you can see the URL there, www.languages.dk/tools. You can register for a newsletter, and there is ongoing information which is sent out to all of the registered users. There are also social media attached to the project and the tools in Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and WordPress. And you can look us up on the Facebook page, which is still active, and that is found under the name Tools for CLIL. The project outcomes, as I mentioned before, are the online service, and then via the project website, a number of additional resources which accompany the tool. Guidebooks in the languages of the project, the do-it-yourself videos for teachers and authors, and also for the learners themselves. Materials for running training courses. If anybody becomes very enthusiastic with the system and would like to run their own training courses to teach other teachers to use CLIL Store, they also have materials there which would be prepared for that end. And a repository of ready-made units in a wide range of languages and for different education sectors and target groups. One of the important things about the system is that all of the materials are copyless. That is, they are open, they are shareable, as long as you recognize who the author of the original materials are. But all of the materials can be adapted, readapted, and used for the benefit of anybody's target teaching or learning. Okay, so that's as far as the presentation, and now I'd like to show you the system working. So I'm now going to ask for somebody's assistance so that I can my browser in the screen. Hello, Leticia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. So you should
type in multidict.net. Yes? You'll see this screen that I showed you. You'll see this screen, okay, which is the entry page to the 3-level system. Let's click on the first level, the one at the bottom, which is multi-dig. And this displays the multilingual dictionary interface. At the top right-hand corner, you'll see that there's a box where it says word to translate. Okay, so we'll type in a word. I'm going to use the same word that was mentioned in the video that we projected, transducer. Okay, and underneath you'll see that there are 2 boxes. One says from. We have to select English, which is the language of the word I have just introduced, and that's the word that I would like to translate. In my case, I'm going to select Spanish, but if you click on the pull-down menu, you'll see that there is a very, very long list of languages. So each of you can select the language of your choice. I'm going to click on Español, and you'll see that immediately in the bottom section of the page, one of the available dictionaries has been selected by default, and we have a translation from the English word transducer into the Spanish. I can see that the translation is transductor. Now, at the top and under the word dictionary, you'll see that there is also a pull-down menu with all of the dictionaries, high-quality dictionaries, free dictionaries that are available on the internet for that pair of languages. In this case, English, Spanish. If I change the target language I would like to translate that word into, for example, now I'm going to choose Romanian, and I click on the pull-down menu under the term dictionary, you'll see that there are different dictionaries and a different amount of dictionaries. Okay, so that's the first level. Now I would like you to go back to multidict.net. Okay, so we go back to the page that you can see on the screen, and it's on the next level, which is WordLink. Now, WordLink has the particular feature, as you can see, you get another multilingual interface, similar to the dictionary interface, the multidict one, and this one says WordLink navigation frame. Now, you'll see at the top that there is an empty bar where it says type or copy the web page address, URL to here. So, I have a web page. I've just opened the Guardian newspaper, okay, the British newspaper website. If you would like to open the same one, it's www.theguardian.com. Okay, just to exemplify what we can do with WordLink. Okay, so we open up our web page, and I'm going to select one of the news items that, for example, I would like my students to work on in class. So I've just hit the item which is called EU citizens in the UK could face deliberate hostility policy after Brexit. Okay, so I'm going to copy from the top browser menu, I'm going to copy the URL of that web page, of that news item, which is the one that I would like my students to read and do some work on, and I'm going to copy and paste it into the URL bar in WordLink. Okay. Again, I have to tell it the language that web page is in. Okay, so I have to select English in my case because it was the Guardian, which is in English, and then hit the little button which says go. I don't know, for some unknown reason.
Yeah, no, sorry, Anna. Maybe it's difficult for for the participants to listen to you, attend the webinar, and at the same time follow the instructions. And so we can anyway we can give them time to follow your instructions later. And also they found you on the forum, so maybe if they have questions or doubts, they can ask you in they can post them in the forum, and then you can maybe give them some clarifications. I'm sure they will, because the CLIL store was also presented last year in the Techno-CLIL 2016. It was a great success. And also teachers found out it is a great repository, a wonderful tool, and a treasure full of resources. So I'm sure that our participants this year as well will find a lot of hints and would find it wonderful.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, I wasn't. We weren't able to share the screen because it's being able to see the potential of the tool is quite something. So I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah, don't worry, Anna. Don't worry. This is, technology can be tricky, but anyway, they find it. Last year, a lot of the hundreds of them used it just soon after the webinar, and soon discovered how useful and precious it is. So I'm sure that this will happen this year as well. Okay, Anna. So I would really like to thank you again our invitation for being here today and for moderating the forum. So you find the forum is active because week 2 has started. So our teachers can ask you questions there, and during the week you can be there. So thanks again. It's a great pleasure to have you in Techno-CLIL. So thanks again to our participants, and speak soon.
Hey,
thanks,
bye-bye.
Anna. Bye-bye.